pollos, welcome back to another commentary video. I'm gonna review this match in the Discord Cup number 10 in the first round against Mr. Cannon, a long-lasting rival of mine. I have played against him many times in Global League, and yeah, this map works the following way. One player choose 3 maps of the map pool, that is 9 or 8, to be banned, and the other player chooses one map to be played in. This way is really nice because neither of the 2 players is gonna have to be forced to play in a map they don't like. Like, for example, you hate Verdun for the reason, whatever reason, you won't be able to be forced to play on it. So it's really nice. And I chose this Stolen Seconds. So sad there is no Vandalism in this map, but don't mention that to JVMB. Also, we are playing, as you can see, in Tier 3. This tournament is only within Tier 3 or below CEOs, if I'm correctly, for the entire duration. Maybe in the finals, I'm not sure, but I think so. And we both are playing Andy because Andy is the safe pick for Tier 3. I love Andy, I think he's my most played CEO, and Mr. Cannon loves him too. So let's start with the match and let's see how it goes. So let's see here. Here in this map, this is my strong side, and this is his strong side. But as you will see, it won't go that way this match, and I will an artillery because I was thinking, okay, I will skip this city as you could see, and I will rush this one because this one is a city that it belongs to me, I think, but it's contested. So if you don't cap the cities contested in early game, capping them in the late game, it will be so hard to do. So my plan was to cap this as early as possible, move this here within 2 turns, and then this city is no longer in danger to be captured because it's locked by my artillery. And yeah, my recon now is gonna spot this infantry capping here. Yeah, the artillery is going its way. I keep capping everything, and I will dismake here. Why? Because I was planning to put it here to cover this artillery in 1, 2, 3 turns. But if I build it here 1, 2, it could have been better here. But this infantry has its mission, that is capture this and this with help of this one, and an infantry here. It could have been nice, but there is nothing in the immediately facility to cap for it, because this is gonna get capped by this is gonna get capped by this, so there is nothing to be capped. So I thought this was the better play, even though it will arrive where I need it to be 1 turn later, and I think I took action there. Oh, his tank is here, waiting me to go and try to cap this, I think, or maybe see me putting an artillery here or something, I don't know. I don't think it's the best idea because you don't have enough vision to tell what's going on, and yeah, you need vision. So early recon, good recon, guys, and I'm really excited to, yeah, I attack this because I was thinking, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there is no way I get shoot now with this recon, because I'm within 7 tiles away from his base, so even though he had a tank here, he wouldn't be able to do it. And why I could tell that? Because the infantry was here, and that infantry is the infantry that came from the base, so I was 100% sure that there was no tank within the facility. And yeah, he builds his own recon and a copter to deal with my recon, which I was not expecting a copter this early. I was expecting a tank response to my recon, but I think it got me that that copter. I go double tank because it's already then 8 and I had any tanks. And here he caps with this one. He puts the copter just out of range of the recon, but as close as possible, and caps with this because he's confident that if I try to interrupt this is gonna die, because this recon now is not at 100% health, it's at 90 something, so it will be very easy for it to die, because if this tries to interrupt the cap, it will fall to 80 something and the copter will kill it, and if the copter doesn't kill it, the recon will finish it off. Maybe he should have put this artillery here, so he denies this city forever. It could have been a very good play. Now this is getting escalated. Now this artillery is completely safe from any attack because it's not gonna get one shot, and if you need with if you are playing and it doesn't get one shot, you don't care. You want the extra power charge, and yeah, and there is no copter. Like, there is no way that copter goes. And I interrupt the cap again, which is gonna interrupt the cap for one turn. It's not a big deal, but it will cost me my recon because of the smart copter play by Mr. Cannon. He tries to cap this. I was prepared, so yeah, and he covers this cap with his artillery, which is a pretty good play, but I was prepared for this. He is now, okay, try to interrupt this cap, hehe, but I'm prepared, because if I try to interrupt this cap, anything that tries to interrupt my infantry or my tank is gonna die. But I have my artillery, which is very valuable. And yeah, my recon dies. So now my tank is the first to take the strike, so my infantry is full fresh out. I cover my tank and my cap with my artillery. I keep walling, because you will see a lot of wall in this match. A lot of it, I sure. I get this tank here. I was thinking, okay, this tank should go around here, chill, wait for something to try to cap this or whatever, and not jit. I was, don't jit, Cynic, don't jit, because you know that, yeah, it's kinda safe to do this. Like, I was not expecting an artillery, but come on, you know there is a infantry here. Maybe he's walling something. Like, there is what I'm gonna gain? An infantry injured from him, and I'm gonna gain like the risk or reward. It's crazy. This was a really bad play for me. So he interrupts this cap, but it's not gonna matter because I will get it next turn. I think I will. I know. Okay. So I just changed. I didn't want to join cap. Yeah, I go the early medium tank because Andy wants big units. I was suspecting him to try to cheese this cap, but I had my infantry ready. What I should have done, that I thought about it during the match, is having vision of this city and try to interrupt it with maybe the artillery instead of here, and it could have been much better. But I think it was not in range. Like the artillery was here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this turn it should. Yeah. I mean, I needed the recon to spot this city being captured, and my recon died there. But yeah, at this point, I mean, I was feeling confident because I had a plan, but I was not feeling very cocky because I was behind in kills. Like, as you can see, I'm behind in unit count. It's not concerning, but it's something that you have to keep in mind. Now I think I got a pretty solid position because he can charge to this death wall right now. Like, if he does, he's gonna get blasted by this mech, 2 artilleries, a copter, another tank, a medium tank, an anti-air, another tank around here. So right now, even though I was behind in the unit count, I'm already 2 properties ahead of him. Another property, he's capping this that I should have not allowed with my recon, that it die so stupidly, but it is what it is. I was not expecting the early copter, and now he spots me capturing his property, because this property, even though it's contested, is supposed to be here his, and he just will the wall just like me. Both of us went hard on the artillery. I mean, I was like not expecting a hard artillery game, but that's somewhat the reason I did it. So maybe he was thinking the same. But if it was me, I could have gone just triple tank, triple tank, triple tank, triple tank. But I need vision too. Without vision, I can't get my tank, so. And yeah, another artillery for the wall. Like, this is here and here. How any of us is supposed to get into this? Like this is gonna be half of the match. Yeah, look at this. This is painful to watch. And he started the rocket play. Like, you will see a lot of rockets from his part, because I'm not a big fan of rockets, okay? But if you get to a point where both of the players are stalemate, like you have the artillery, the wall infantry, like no one wants to hit, a rocket will make sure to use his range to push the artillery back. But it's a big investment. Like, he just with a rocket, an infantry, a recon. So he could have gone double tank, a recon, and he has now an infantry and a rocket. Like, you're down 2 tanks now for the rocket. You better make a good use of that rocket to justify its purchase. So now he tries to get this, but I'm already prepared with my infantries around. I get my recon here. I was semi-worried of it getting killed, but I knew the artillery was gone. The artillery was not here. Maybe here, but I was not, like, I knew nothing was here. Like, okay, I knew nothing was here. Nothing was here. Like, the only position that the artillery could have been to shoot my recon was here. But there is no way there is there, because there is no walling for it. And yeah, keep walling. Like, this was a game of walling. But it will be a mini JIT from my part. He keeps shooting with this, and I was like, I don't care. Like, maybe he can break through with this, but he doesn't know what is behind. Yeah, no, he does, but he doesn't want to JIT, like. But I mean, okay, he JITs the infantry, he kills, he goes with the tank, but he's not gonna one shot. That's the problem. That, yeah, maybe you are gonna harm our artillery, but if you don't one shot as versus Andy, it doesn't matter, because that artillery will survive to see the day of light, and it will just chill out on the back, get healed, and keep shooting. So that's the thing with Andy. He will triple artillery this turn. What the hell? Okay, so he's not planning at all of cheating, because if you are wielding indirects, you are not planning on going to defensive. He has okay, now he knows he's, even though he has the unit advantage, he knows he's gonna fall behind the more time passes. So he has the hope that I will cheat and I will die because of his artillery. Because the good thing about artillery versus Andy, if you can manage, is that artillery has a lot of damage and can make sure they die. So yeah, but the problem is that if you are behind on income, you are the one pressured to do something. And if you want to do something, in my opinion, artillery is not the play. The play is to go tanks and some the occasional anti-air copters and direct units. Because if you go indirect, you are setting up. You are scaling. You are not going for the aggressive play. And if you don't go for the aggressive play, you are like, you have to. He's forced right now. Like 2k behind is not a big deal, but it's sticking. Like 2k every turn is like an anti-air 4 turns. And now here my recon attacked this because I knew there was an artillery here and I wanted to spot it and see what else was around the facility to see if it was worth to attack it. And it was not worth. But it's fine. I got the intel, I sacked my recon for it, and that's it. Because, okay, now here I was worried about my infantry wall getting killed, so I joined to make sure it will not die unless through an anti-air. Because, yeah, I didn't want my artillery to die, because he can kill this, and then destroy this, and then shoot this, and then now I'm down to 2 artilleries, and this has to run. So half of my artilleries are out of combat, and that's a big deal. So yeah, I was really concerned about this. Here I was preparing for a possible hit from his part. And let's see what he does. He kills the recon, and he didn't use this, and I was like, huh, maybe he has a rocket? I was thinking, but really? And I was not expecting a rocket. I mean, yeah, I mean, given the situation that we were, a rocket was a good idea, but so early, like, come on. The rocket was already set up, like, it needed at least 2 turns to set up, so it means that he built it around day 13. Day 13 for a rocket is pretty early, in my opinion. And now he kills his infantry, prepares the tank if any tanks come. Well, he sees my tanks and prepares the tank to respond to my tank, and keeps squalling. I don't like this because he stays with this artillery in the forest, like, yeah, it's safe, but there is nothing protecting it. Like, come on. And you have a lot of indirects, so you should either way put that artillery here, put an infantry here, and there is no way I go in. But now this artillery is the weak spot, because I can spot it and then kill it with this and a tank. And yeah, I will be able to kill this also, and it will be worth for me, depending on what I used to do it. but I think I did somehow. Let's see. I think I did this turn. Okay, so I spot the artillery. I hit with my tank and destroy it. Kill this infantry here. One shot with the medium tank. I mean, I was expecting like this was a bad play because I knew there was an artillery here. I knew there was a rocket here. Like it was a bad play, but I did it because I mean the anti-air could have done it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, the anti-air was not in range. I should have used the anti-air, but yeah, I used Benz. Like, look at this. Ballsy, the slow JIT, you call it. And yeah, this was the semi-JIT I was talking about. And the medium tank is gonna die for sure, the copter is gonna die for sure, this infantry dies, this tank dies, the medium tank is not even gonna use the double rocket, he's gonna use another rocket, okay, another copter. Okay, he kills my infantry, he kills my copter there. Like, pretty good, like, right now I'm behind, but that means also that my superpower is coming. And oh boy, I use my superpower. Oh, so many units, like, I'm almost a unit count cap, like, what the hell is this? Okay, so, boom. Boom. And I remember this here, it might be silly, but I did the calculations, okay? I did the calculations, and my copter, in order to be able with my copter at super CO power and a tank to kill this, guaranteed, not guaranteed, but much more likely, I needed this infantry to do a tiny amount of damage. And now I do the hyper grade. Boom, 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 boom. Like, see, guaranteed one shot. Here doesn't kill, unlucky. Then here, boom, boom, boom. Like, look at this. So many guys dying. Boom. And I start capping. So this was a distraction. This is what I wanted. The city. And yeah, I have to move this infantry here to protect this, because now nothing is protecting. Well, yes, but this may die to anything trying to wall break to kill this. So I need this to make sure I don't lose this. And yeah, this was a nice turn, because now I'm ahead on unit count. Now he has to JIT back me, but it was a really good turn, if you say. So I was not able to kill the anti-air with the Lacro, but it's okay. Also, he saw my Neotank coming, and he has no big tanks. I mean, he can't afford them because of the low income. I mean, he can go for the medium tanks, and I think he did a couple, but certainly you can go Neotank without saving a lot of money, which means that you will be behind in vehicle count. Maybe you have the same unit count, but you will not have the same vehicles, because you will have to build or recons or infantry in order to save up money to the Neotank. So yeah, he attacks my copter with his copter, destroys a couple of units, set up the artillery, but he's not able to push me back a lot. But here comes the twist, guys. Here comes the twist. Look at what I do next turn. I cap the city. Okay, nice. I use my recon to scout this area. Perfect. I start capping this. Okay, great. I build a fighter, because the thing with a fighter, with Andy, it doesn't get one shot by anything except missiles. Okay? And yeah, missiles can do their thing, but missiles are a meme. No one wields them, no one uses them. It's like a terrible unit. And I was not expecting. I played like missiles didn't exist. And I was worried at some point of a missile attack, to be honest. And Mr. Cannon confessed me in the conversation we had after the match that he was considering one at some point, but it didn't happen. And a fighter, then it's great to wall as Andy, because if it gets attacked by an anti-air, it's only charge up, and if it gets attacked by a fighter, the same, and it will kill it back in return with superpower. So it's a win-win situation for me to wall with a fighter, and I need to wall with a fighter because there is a lot of Indrids here, and you will see. Like, maybe it's a silly move, but I like it a lot. I don't know why. Maybe because it was an idea that came across my mind, and I don't know. Let's see how it works. And he sees my Neotank parking here, like sneaking. Like, he is like, come on, I know this is a Neotank. But I was like, yeah, come on, come to interrupt this. Come on, dude, come on. So now he's gonna get shot by this, by this, by this, by the Neotank. So he is so scared to interrupt this. So he needed an artillery here, or succeeded an infantry. But he has nothing of that. He has the recon and the anti-air to do that. And he uses the recon and the anti-air to interrupt the cap, which in my opinion is not worth at all, because yeah, like, I mean, the thing is, it's a win-win situation for me. If he doesn't go to interrupt it, I get the cap, and if he goes to interrupt it, I get 2 kills, or 1 maybe. So I don't care what he does. It's win-win for me. So if you are able to set up a situation where both results are positive for you, you are good to go. And this is was one situation for me. And as you can see, he's ahead on unit count, but I'm already ahead in unit value. He didn't buy yet, but oh no, he was second. Okay, so maybe not yet, but I will eventually, I think, because we are now 4k in difference of income, I will eventually come on top of him. Like right now we are equal just because of this killing, and I keep walling. I just start walling. Okay, I have 2 properties of him. I can just chill and sit and relax and enjoy my economy that he has not. Like, he's super back behind. Like, look at this. He's just steps away from his base. Like, he can go away, but that's good for him. But because if he fights within range of his base, it's like having a lot of more tempo than me. And if I start to jitting around this area within 1 turn away from his base, he will have the advantage. And also because he has set up a lot of Indrids. What I should have done to win this faster, maybe, is to spot this death ball here and try to front shift to the north But the problem with doing that is that I'm incapable of doing that because of my choice of units. Half of my army is Indrits, 4 of them. Well, not half, you know what I mean. Half of the power and the scariness of this death ball is the indirects. So the indirects are so slow I can't do anything so they can move or shoot. It's like, yeah, I'm doomed to this front, else I will lose a lot of tempo. And I try to cap it again. And this time I will wall with the fighter and the infantry in the forest. Like right now, he can go for this property. And this is another property. And I was worried about this city. When I saw him capturing this city, I was like, I cannot keep attacking with direct units, any units that try to capture this, and he will be able to watch that and punish me for doing that, as well as I did here with CSHP anti-air and recon. So what I need to do is wheel a rocket, put it around here, and this rocket alone will be able to hold this property. Because the thing when you are ahead in income, yeah, you are ahead in income, right? You can afford big units, maybe not, maybe yes, you have more money, whatever. But you have more things to protect. And these things are, the more things you have, the harder it will be to protect the new one you have, because it means it's farther inside enemy territory. So that's a big deal. You cannot afford to. I mean, yeah, if he keeps getting units, succeeding them infantry, trying to cap without success, it's not not a good idea. But if you use something else than an infantry to interrupt a cap, you're losing a vehicle and he's not losing a vehicle. So even though he's succeeding infantry, like, you have to know what you use to interrupt a capture with. Now he sees that I have apparently almost nothing around but this infantry and this recon to interrupt this cap, so he doesn't go for it, I think. Because Mr. Cannon was pretty afraid of me on this match. I mean, he's now behind in unit value, but he's still ahead on unit count. And yeah, he's 4k behind in income, which is a big deal, but it's not game deciding already, not yet. So he will be able to afford to be a little more aggressive. Like, I'm pressuring him here, so if he leaves this front, I will capture these properties. But what he can do is secure this property with this rocket, secure this property with a wall of infantry and artillery here, and send all your tanks to this area and push me here and destroys me here, because I'm going full hard on his strong side. So yeah, it's like, you see that you have to front switch, you have to play around, because he knows I have a lot of Indrits. The problem is that he has a lot of Indrits too, so he can do that. So Indrits are a really good unit in general, mostly artillery, but the thing is, the more you have, the more static that your army will be, and that's a big concern. And now I prepare my wall, so the next turn I will try to capture this, but this will not succeed because he is already with a rocket prepared here. And yeah, he advances, he puts an artillery here to protect this. Smart play, because you don't want to use your direct unit to interrupt this cap, because first, there is no unit that will be able to one-shot an infantry capping on a city without boost. Maybe a Neo tank, I don't remember correctly. I think the anti-air doesn't, but the thing is, if he goes here with an anti-air, the anti-air will die, and that's 8k value. So that's a lot of value to throw away for a city. Like, yeah, it's a city, but it's 8k value. And now he's behind. He starts spamming a lot of mechs, which in my opinion might work. Like 2 or 3 around here, like there is play for mechs. But more than that, no. Because once again, your army will be so static that you will have so little options to play around. That means, yeah, if you limit your options, you are doomed to lose a game. Because a good player will be able to notice your lack of options and go for the play that you cannot answer because you have no the option. So for example here with the mechs, these mechs, okay, they are pretty good to defend this area, but they won't be able to do anything around here. And for example, if he will recon a tank here, yeah, it will do things here that he needs to do, in my opinion, but he will be also able to go here, for example, because of the movement. Because mechs are not good because mainly 2 movement. And here I am joined cap again because this 7 HP infantry in the river was able to be one-shot by a tank, so I didn't want to get shoot. I was very concerned about my walls, but I think it's worth it to have a nice straight wall. Like right now, this wall has no weak points. Like here, the only thing that can one-shot it is a big tank or an anti-air, but an anti-air is gonna get attacked by a tank in return. Here there is nothing that can go, only anti-air and big tanks. Here nothing. Here same. Here maybe a tank with a boost, but like now this wall is almost perfect, and I know he has not big tanks, so only anti-air. But if he sacks his anti-air, like he might have 2, maybe 3, that he has 3. So it's not a unit that you are willing to sack because you have so little of them, and you don't want to keep building anti-airs because you want to keep up this tank count. Like you want to have at least 8 or 9 tanks and 2 or 3 anti-airs, depending on the map and whatever, before taking up without a worry. And here I just keep building. Like I have no need to rush. Like I'm 6k ahead in income. Like this is a really big deal. He tries to double cap here, which mean if you are gonna try to cap something really bravely, it's a really good idea to do it at the same time, because if there is one unit protecting this area, for example, imagine I had here an artillery and here an infantry. I will be able only to interrupt one of these with my infantry. Here is an infantry that will help me out and all of this, but he doesn't know. And it was not a good play, because in my opinion it was not a good idea, but it was by the idea good execution. Let's put it that way. And yeah, he might notice that he needs to do something around here because my death ball is around here. So maybe better late than never. He builds another rocket, another mech. So right now with his income, he knows that he can afford going big tanks. I mean, he can do it. He can afford 1 medium tank, 2 infantry, and I would have done that. Like build 3, 4, 5, 6 medium tanks around here, and just waiting for me to hit. And medium tanks are really good on Andy because it's really hard to kill them. I mean, the only thing that can one-shot a medium tank is without big boost. It's a bomber, and he didn't see any bomber, and I have no bomber, so it would have been really good. And he already has a lot of indirects to defend himself, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artilleries, 6, 7, 1 rocket already. Like, yeah, I mean, this rocket, I don't like its placement. Like, what is doing this rocket here? Like, it's not doing anything. Like, this city is already protected by this artillery. It should be around here or here to push me back, because I have no rocket. I have a rocket here, but if you put the rocket, for example, here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it forces my artillery to go away. And if my artillery doesn't move away because I have no vision of this rocket here, it's gonna die. And if my artillery dies, getting another one, yeah, it's 6k value. Yeah, it's a big deal because an artillery already set up, its value is much more than only 6k, because the amount of turns that it takes to set up indirects is a big deal. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here only 2, but imagine here, like it increases, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 3 turns already. Like for 3 turns he can, like, and if I want to replace this artillery, I will lose a lot of tempo. Yeah, but and now I kill this, and there is nothing that can kill my new tank because I have vision of this rocket. So I knew he had 1 rocket. I didn't expect more, to be honest. I mean, maybe he had 1 here, but he won't base skip. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's worth it to shoot a neo tank for 5 HP because I'm dandy. So yeah, it's like I have no worries. And I JIT here. I think I'm preparing for JIT in the next turn. Well, a semi-hit. What was that about? So I do this for what? Okay. Okay, because okay, yeah, I remember now. Yeah, because I did a slow JIT, if you say it like that. Let's see. So now he kills my recon, but the artillery is not able to back up this tank because he has not the movement to put it here. And if he put it here, it's the only other child that can protect this tank. It will get destroyed. So yeah. And now he starts slowly moving the rocket to another more valuable position. I mean, the rocket must be around here, like as near as possible on to the enemy army, so it pushes it out. You don't want your artillery, like for example this forest is perfect for the rocket, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all these gets blocked by the rocket. Like rocket is a bad unit that has its niche, and it needs to have a plan to make it worth it, because if not, an artillery is better than a rocket. Why? Because it's cheaper it's move faster because it has threats, and its minimum range is better than a rocket. So if you don't have a plan for that extra 2 range that the rocket has, it's not worth wasting the money. Like, you could build double artillery with the rocket, you could build a medium tank with 1 extra fan. Like, if you don't have a plan for the extra range of that rocket, it's not worth building one. And here I punish this tank out of position. I keep securing my position here. I know I'm within range of some indirects. I mean, like 1, 2, 3 indirects, but I don't care. I'm setting up. Like, I know I can afford losing some infantry. I even doubled base skip because look at my unit count. Like, I was... I mean, I could have afford to build some triple infantry, but I was like, I don't know, man. I was expecting next turn to get like almost no unit skill, but this turn I will lose like 3 or 4 units. Yeah, look at this. Boom, 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 boom. I lose 4 infantry, which is it's pretty good for him, but it's not game changing at all. Like, I have enough infantry to keep calling, and if he goes any cookie, he's gonna get punished. Okay, now here my plan is to put the rocket, the Coptish here, to avoid any infantry sitting on the city, and this infantry will advance once, and on the next turn, before my superpower, it will capture and then get healed, and will secure the capture. And let's see how it goes. Yeah, I have like 3 neo tanks, 1 medium tank, 1 bomber. Like, my firepower right now is super big deal. And I know here now he has a lot of indirects, so I say okay. So I will go with my fighter. Try to kill it. Come on, hit it. Give me the power charge with this anti-air. Please, do it. I mean, he could have killed it if he had a fighter around and with the anti-air, but he has. I mean, he could. But I know he has been with less than 20 income per turn, so it's very unlikely for him, because I see a lot of rockets and I'm expecting him to have been wasting money on the rockets. At this point I know he's going hard on the indirects, so I think my fighter is gonna get hit by the anti-air, yes, but it's good for me, because a 8 HP fighter is still be able to one-shot a copter. So what else I need the fighter for? 8 HP is fine. Like, I don't need more. And here I try to cap this, because I think that it might be possible for me to get the superpower next turn. So yeah, why not try to cap this? And let's see what Mr. Cannon does. So he interrupts my cap, he kills my infantry, he kills my other infantry, and he attacks the fighter. And that is a lot of bar chart. Like, look at this. Like, I am 18k away from my superpower. Like, that's very close. Like, if I won, I can force my superpower to be a thing next turn, if I really want. Let's see. Okay. I attack with my rocket here. I start the cap. I destroy everything within my indirect range. I finished the artillery with my recon. I built another fighter because I was thinking, okay, fighters are being really useful to wall here, and I'm afraid that fighter getting shot, it will incentivize him to save up for a bomber or a fighter, and if he does that, I will be on trouble to get many copters I can see away from my army. So yeah, I built another fighter, which I can't really afford because I'm very rich, and I start capping, and I prepare my units to wall my copter and reinforce this if needed. And I keep walling the same way as before here. I start capping this. I put the copter here because I know, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that he has like 1 anti-air per area, and this area anti-air got shot down here, so he won't have 1 because I see the mech here. So this copter won't get one-shotted by another copter, and if he attacks here with an infantry, that is the only thing that he has in range with doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The only thing that he has, except a tank here, but I don't know, it's like it will get shot by an infantry, get 5 HP of damage, and then I will do the hyper parade and I will capture. I mean, he can shoot it with a copter, this copter, but if he does that, he will lose the copter. And I will use not even lose an infantry for that trade, so it's super worth for me. Okay, the recon gets killed. He has 4 rockets in line, like what the hell. He tries to interrupt this cap, but this cap is already at 7 HP, so if I get the superpower it will get done. It gets the kill in the forest, keeps moving indirects, semi-jets, tries to interrupt the cap. I don't see that being the good play, like, you know, I will get the hyper grid next turn, and you know you won't do more than 4-5 HP damage. But I mean, I can understand it getting desperate, but it was not a good play, because this was guaranteed for me. And he tries to do the same here, like, if you notice that you won't be able to get it, don't do it, because you will pay the price, but you won't be able to get it anyways. So at least don't pay the price for it. And yeah, here comes the hyper grid. I was looking if I could do an engagement before the hyper grid. So for example, a tank versus tank. So that tank I used to attack the tank, it gets healed back, but I think there was no play, so I use my hyper grid. I capture, and now he's sitting on 15k income, which is very low. Like, I'm 12 income ahead of him. Like, that's not you can sustain that amount of income difference, and I kill a lot of his units. Like, I'm hitting all over the place. I used the recon to get vision because I was surprised there was nothing at all here. It was some units, but very back up. And I tried to cap this. I put a medium tank on the HQ. Like, I knew he had indirects, but this medium tank has now 50 defense. So yeah, these 2 guys won't kill it, but he has also a lot of copters, and he has an extra artillery here, so he would be able to kill the medium tank. But yeah, not with that rocket. Like, I'm getting super hot now. Like, even if this JIT doesn't succeed, I killed so many things, and he has so low income right now that he won't be able to recover in time for another JIT of mine. So it was a GG, I think, because I'm starting to cap this also. Like, he's gonna be 13k income next turn if he does counter push me very hard. But I still have a lot of units that I didn't use. Like, look at this Neo Tank here, this Neo Tank here, like a lot of units. He uses the Hyper Grade right away, kills all my big tanks. Okay, pretty good. He killed 2 Neo Tanks. Copter. Boom, boom, boom. He's killing a lot of my units. He interrupts that cap. Yeah. But still, I'm ahead on unit value, on unit count. He will have like 14 income next turn. I will just be able to back up around here, Death Wall for a couple of turns more, build a big Neo Tank every turn, and recon and an infantry. Like, I have a lot of options. Stealths were banned in this map, by the way, and yeah, there was no hope for him. Really nice match. Thank you for playing with me in the tournament.
The moon and star come to me through fire and war. Oh, oh, come Nerevar, come and look upon the heart.